Alright, we're going to be doing a mini guide for playing Brawl when you have Dive DPS. So this is a GM5 game. It's going to be a win played by me on Nepal, and I'm going to be playing as Orisa and then Reinhardt. Orisa in the first round, Winston slash Orisa in the second round, and then the third round is going to be Reinhardt. We're not going to show the second round though, and I'm going to skip to only the breakpoints. Sorry, the timestamps where it's relevant to talk about the tank and DPS synergy. Right? I think it's really, really important, especially the higher ranks you go for like the exact timing and coordinations needs to be very, very, very precise because you don't have easy enemy mistakes to exploit anymore because everyone knows how to play the game. So we're going to start normal, right? Play left side is the correct side to play. Javelin just poking down damage. My goal is to get to here, and then from here get to here, and then from here, right, force them over here, and then the fight's won, right? So I'm just working my way up. I have no idea like what my team is going to do. I just assume they're generally going to follow me on the left side because that's the correct way to go, and you know my team's going to do what they're going to do. Turns out my Genji's actually flanking behind them, going all the way around, which is pretty interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this particular strategy before, but it's fine. I didn't realize this at the time. I had no idea, but a big part of playing at a high level is being able to recognize and adapt to plays that are going on. They're fighting. Just shooting away. I think at this point I saw the Genji on my screen. I was like, okay, what the heck? That's unusual. Then he goes right in, dashes in, kills the Mercy, and what do? I immediately go straight in, right? Now, normally when I play Orisa, you play sort of conservatively. You play a corner, you spin, you use Fortify to maintain the space. We're in a good position. But this situation, I understand that my Genji went in and got a kill. He has a dash reset, so he could get out, but he's not actually resetting here, and he wants to go in for more. So he's going to dash in, and this is so important as tanks to understand the way Genji's like gameplay loop works. If he dashes in and he cannot walk out in 2 seconds with deflect, you must go in with him, because otherwise he will die. Now, the Genji may have seen something that causes him to believe that he will win this fight. He also might be making a mistake. But either way, if your Genji dies, you're probably going to lose the fight anyway. So usually, almost always, I would say, the correct call is to go in with the Genji right away and try to salvage whatever the situation is. So Genji's dove in again, right? He used his last dash charge to go in, so he has no escape route now, other than just walking out with deflect. And Suzu was popped, so like people managed to stay alive. So now I'm going to walk straight into the opposing team. I commit everything, right? I commit spin in, and there are no corners here for me to hold. Right? Like I could try to run back here, but like I'm also being attacked on both sides, and I'm gonna pop Fortify and I hard commit. Right? This is commitment. When I pop Fortify running into this Kiriko, this is full commitment. I am trusting that my team is going to win the fight from here on out. Right? Otherwise, I would have tried to play this corner, slow the fight down, take control of space, but my Genji's in. My Genji's like in. So that's why I have to go in here and try to make something happen. So I go for the Kiriko here, right? Not because I'm expecting to kill her. I have 0% chance that I'm going to kill her, right? I have no Javelin, I just have my regular gun. She's almost assuredly a Swift Step here because I haven't seen her use it, which is correct, right? And so I'm just forcing Swift Step out with the idea is that maybe my team can then kill her after she Swift Steps. So important. Somebody needs to force defensive cooldowns out, and very often it is the tank, right? Your job is to make people vulnerable. If they have defensive cooldowns at higher levels, they will never die. Unless you have a one-shot, like you have your Hanzo or your Widow, Mercy boosting an Ashe, and they're taking 5 damage, right? Like other than that, like they basically will never die if they have a defensive cooldown up, so you gotta force out the cooldowns. Swift Step's forced, that goes into the team. My Genji's out now, so that's fine, right? I play corner, right? Now we play safe, and we're good. Right? The Jungle Queen's gonna come up for a swing, but it's not gonna do anything. Genji dashes in again. See, I spin in immediately because I'm like, oh, do I need to help? Even though I have 210 health, I'm still like, do I need to help here? Nope, we're good. Right? A Javelin here. I actually probably stay a little too long, and then we're just gonna chill out. And then he actually dashes across to, I think, go kill the other Genji, which is great. Okay, so from here, that's kind of like step one, right? Which is just like, look, if your DPS goes in, just go in with them. If you know they have no ability to get out, go in with them. If my Tracer one blinks in, I'm not hard committing on that. If my Tracer like double or triple blinks in, then I know she's trying to go for something, and I should think seriously about committing. If my Tracer goes in, fights, and then rewinds back in the fight, right? And I know she has 0 to 1 blinks, then it's like hard commit. Like she's never getting out. Same thing for Echo, right? If Echo flies into their team and like pops like abilities, I have to hard commit on that, right? Very, very important, even as Brawl tanks with less mobility, to be ready to immediately go in, charge, spin, right? Nemesis form, whatever you got to do to immediately follow up on opportunities or just to save and synergize with your teammates. All right, so the next point we're going to cover, which is for you to create the opening for your DPS teammates. So over here, we just capped the point, right? This is only a few seconds later. Bastion's here. I see these Discord start burning him down. I see Genji starts deflecting. I see the Bastion is low because I'm shooting him, right? Plus the deflect's going on. So now I'm going to go in, and now I commit. Because they're down the 1, right? So now they just have 3 people. I think that the Genji's still spawning over here, so it's about to be 4 on 5, but Bastion's dead right now, right? So now we have the 4 on 5 situation. Now I pop Fortify, I just go after people. The thing is, I'm going to do like almost nothing here. Like I miss Javelin, right? I poke the Mercy a little bit. Mercy flies away, right? I shoot the Junker Queen, get a little bit of damage in. Nothing of significance is happening, right? I didn't get any kills. I didn't even assist on any kills, other than the Bastion, I guess. But ultimately, we pushed these people who had a really good chance to try to take the point back into this room, and then from here, push them further back out. That's what's really important. Forcing that space, right? Everyone does place here correctly, right? The team's like, okay, everyone stays alive, supports use their abilities. I really, unless I land Javelin, I have no ability to kill anybody. I just force them all back. Great. And this is exactly where we want to be, right? This is an ultra strong position. This is like a 75% plus hold on defense situation. This is where I want to be. But they were here, and they were setting up for their Genji to come in, and they could have taken like a really good shot at taking the point. Right? And this team is not a pushover, right? This is GM, right? Just because I'm showing you the clips where things go well doesn't mean that everything, goes my way during this game. They actually nearly capped the point. So you want to take every little advantage that you can, right? If I'm able to trade cooldowns to force them all out of here, I will do so. I happen to get a pick along the way, but like ultimately I would have been fine just forcing cooldowns and getting them all the way back to this choke, which is so strong for defense. All right. So running from here, I'm just chilling, right? Keeping them back, trying to keep myself alive, keeping damage up while also preventing Junker from doing anything. So we're going to note right here is that my Genji is at 82% ulti. He's going to get a ton of ulti right now from deflect. So he's going to walk in, right? I'm not planning on doing anything, right? I'm happy to just sit here. And this is arguably a throw by the Genji to do this. But one thing I'm clocking in this game is that my Genji is very aggressive. For good or bad, my Genji is very aggressive, and this is going to be really important later on. Like, he's taking a lot of risks that are atypical, I would say, of some of these situations, but he pulls them off, so, we'll live with it. So Genji's going to pop deflect here. He's going to skyrocket an ultimate, right? He's suddenly got ultimate. He's got 20% ultimate in, like, only a couple seconds. Kiriko pops ultimate. All right, so now it is a 4 on 5 situation. I would be perfectly happy just retreating, playing on the backside of point, and just stalling this out as long as possible. What does Genji do? He dashes up, he pops Blade. As soon as I hear this, what do? I go. Why? Because the Genji sees something, right? I cannot emphasize this enough, but when your teammates are popping ultimates, assume they know what they're doing. Sometimes they won't. Even at GM, sometimes they will make bad calls, but it's better to all make a bad call together than it is to like let them just like do their own thing and then lose their ultimate and get no value out of it, right? And then also be down a teammate. I would rather go in with my teammate's decision, unless it's like clearly not going to do anything, right? This is not clearly a bad call. Like, we're down one player. I don't know if you knew that already when you pop Blade. Yeah, okay, so the Baptiste died, so he might have actually been going off of the Baptiste death, that recognizing we weren't gonna win the point anyway. So he's trying to pop Blade here to potentially equalize. So in the situation, do I want to go in? No. I would be perfectly happy. Like, Darren Kiriko ulti, like, this is pretty dangerous. I could just run back to point and just chill over here. But we might get caught off, right? They also Kiriko ulti, so they're fast. We might get caught trying to retreat, right? We might not make it, and this might all be moot. But I see Genji pop Blade. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna run in here, and I'm gonna pop ulti. Why? Because Suzu is a big danger, right? Suzu's going to go off, and Suzu's going to potentially block one of the swings. So I'm going to go run in here, and I have ultimate. Orisa's ultimate's one of the worst ultimates in the game, definitely bottom third, I would say. So I'm perfectly happy trading this ultimate to try to give the Genji a chance to make a play. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull everyone into me, force everyone to target me, have 3 people bunched together, and then give them an opportunity to kill everybody. The problem is he does not realize that. So he's going to go for the Ana. So you see I'm going to pull in the... I don't know why the Bastion didn't get pulled in. He's like just on the edge, or like LOS. It's so weird that he didn't get pulled in. Or maybe it's because he's in his tank form. But I pulled in right here, right? Kiriko no longer has Suzu, right? So she should die right here, right? This is a kill for the Genji if he followed up on this. But instead, it doesn't work out, right? I get killed from tank form. Let's see what the Genji was doing instead. So he's gonna go up, pops Blade. Right, he misses that swing, hits that one, and then dies. Obviously really unfortunate, right? But I don't regret this play at all, because I'm trading a relatively weak ultimate for an opportunity to turn this into a win. I would do this exact same play again, and sometimes this Genji will read, okay, look, like, he goes in the air, I go in, right? Maybe he pauses, right? Maybe he does in fact kill the Ana, right? He kills the Ana, then I pulled in 3. Like, let's say he kills the Ana correctly here, because he like actually hit the wall and stuff. But he comes back in, he dashes in, slash, right? Kiriko's nobody to switch step to because everyone's in the same spot, right? Gets a kill, gets a reset, kills the Bastion, right? Then, you know, keeps going around, kills the Genji, etc. Like, then you're looking at a team fight win. And that might seem crazy, but we're going to see this exact situation run out later in the game. So that's why I'm noting it right now. It doesn't work out this time, but it doesn't mean it wasn't the right call. So we're going to jump over to 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So this play isn't particularly interesting, except for the fact that I want to talk about how important it is to help with breakpoints. So Genji slashes do 120 damage each, plus his dash does 50. That's 170 damage, which means that he needs to slash someone twice in order to kill them if he's not damage boosted in any way, right? No nano, no mercy damage boost. Now, the second slash is really dangerous because he only slashes like once per second, so it's a very long delay, right? It's like dash, slash. Like, that's a long time. 1 second in Overwatch is an eternity for someone to use a defensive cooldown, to use a mobility skill to get away, or potentially kill him or disable him. Like, you got a lot of options there. So in this situation, I'm going in, we pop window, right? Nothing super exciting. I'm just kind of chilling here. Their Genji just walks into my javelin, I think, something like that. Bastion dies. We're going to follow. And I see that Genji is blading. Who is he going for? Is it the fortified Orisa? Right? Is it this Kiriko in the back? No, he's going for the Ana, which is the correct call. That's who she's going for, right? Kiriko here probably Swift Step. She does. Going for the Kiriko will be a waste, right? The Orisa obviously is not going to take any real damage, so go for the Ana. What do? Do I shoot the Orisa? Do I shoot the Kiriko? No. I am going to shoot the Ana because I want to help the Ana with breakpoints. So I'm trying to do 30 damage to the Ana so that the Genji is going to kill her in 1 slash. So let's rewind this again. Right? Ana's here. She's at 179, 182, 185, 190, right? 200 health, right, from support self-heal. So I've already done like 90 damage to her right now. Genji dashes through. Actually, someone that would slash probably. So I've done about 80 damage to her, right? 50 damage for the Genji, 80 damage for me. So I've done about 80 damage to her. And then he one-taps her, which immediately gives him the dash reset, which allows him to come right back in and go fight. Is it necessary in this fight to win it? It is not, right? If he spent another second to kill the Ana, it probably wouldn't have made a difference at all. Actually, maybe. She has sleep available. So she dies basically instantly here. Like, she has no chance to respawn. But if she had that second, she could have slept at Genji. So that's so important as tank. Like, subtle things like this is recognizing, look, my Genji needs a dash reset. Who's he going for? Oh, he's going for the Ana. I have to poke the Ana out, right? Poke, instant kill. As soon as she dies, both of us do a 180. We turn. I also note for a second, a lot of people say my sensitivity is too low. I did 180 here pretty quickly, right? Like, it takes me 2 movements, but it's pretty fast. Like, live, see how fast it is. Right? It could be faster, but in general, I don't find it's actually that big a deal. Anyway, and then from here, we end up cleaning up the fight. All right, so next thing I want to talk about 447, which is, especially when you're playing Dive DPS, they often are in situations where mistakes are more dangerous for them compared to if you're playing Poke or Brawl DPS. Brawl DPS tend to be more tanky, and they tend to have better defensive abilities. Poke DPS tend to just be farther away from the fight, so if they make a mistake, it's less likely to result in them dying. We're not talking like getting headshot, we're talking like being out of position, getting slept, whatever. So over here, we're just poking, we have control of the choke, we're in good position, right? Again, note, this is a close game, right? 88 to 84, if they win this fight, they probably win the game. So I'm just chilling here, and right there, Genji's gonna get slept. So I think this is a pretty unlucky sleep. Yeah, I mean, this is like a pretty unlucky sleep here. What do? I gauge, like, look, hey, what's going to happen here? I look, because I don't know exactly how close the enemies are, because I don't want, if the enemy are already on top of him, there's nothing I can do. But I realize the enemy are not on top of them, so I'm going to spin in front, and I'm going to block, right? You see, dynamite, all the shots here, and I'm going to pop fortify, and I'm going to sit on top of him. Purple goes off, okay, so be it, but Genji pops deflect, and he manages to walk out, and he lives here. Almost lived. I was gonna say he lives until Orisa, just the damage over time kills him, which is unfortunate, even through Harmony. But again, it doesn't matter what the ultimate outcome was here, right? Being aware of what your teammates are, what they're vulnerable to, what do they need for you to help win the game, right? I walk in front of this and save the Genji here, right? Sleep goes off, Ashe looks, she throws dynamite, immediately eaten, right? She would have popped that would have 100% killed the Genji. Same thing for I think the Bastion. I think Bastion's gonna save grenade here, right? he pops grenade. So I ate grenade and dynamite here. The only thing I didn't eat was sleep, or was a grenade rather, on a grenade. But like, you know what? It's like, it is what it is. I did my best to try to save him. If we lost the Genji, it's probably going to go poorly, but it is what it is. Fun fact: we actually ended up winning this fight. So Orisa's gonna end up dying here. I just do a little damage. I'm like clearly gonna die, but the soldier ends up holding off the point, and no one touches it. Right? Kira starts walking over. Right? He kills him, but no one actually gets on the point, and he kills the Ashe and the Ana, and the Kiriko there, which is great. All right. So next, or rather, the last point I want to make is 13-18. So, really important thing in games is to understand, I think this especially happens for tanks, is sometimes you need to trade your life for team fight wins, because you have the most ability to do so. For a lot of squishies, trading your life doesn't necessarily mean a lot, because you die so fast anyway, but tanks can create a lot of space sometimes while they're dying. And remember from earlier that I've already clocked that the Genji is very aggressive on my team, right? He's very willing to dash in, even into unknown situations, to try to make a play. And I'm going to actually take advantage of that in this situation. So I'm coming back. I just died in the previous fight, but most of my team didn't, which is why I'm respawning. I'm walking back up here. I don't know which they're going to be, but I'm defaulting to high ground because that's the correct move. I go over here. I realize the team is here, and I realize, okay, they're walking in right now. You'll notice that they have actually 2 ultimates, and I'm pretty sure I was tracking that they actually were ahead of us for the DPS ultimate, so I'm worried about it. Blade's a possibility, but we don't have nano or damage boost, so Genji Naked Blade, Dry Blade, right, where he doesn't have damage boost, is not that effective, especially against something like Visor, right, which can burn him down really, really easily, right? Or he pops deflect and then he gets killed after that, or has to dash away, or whatever it ends up being. So I'm coming up here on the flank, I do a fire strike in, and I realize, hey, look, I got 3 heroes right here that I can shatter. Can I kill them all? No, probably not. But this is probably the best option. And I'm also thinking in my head, look, the Genji is really aggressive on my team. If he follows up on this, this might be a whole team wipe right away. So I'm going to shatter right there. It's unfortunate that I don't hit the soldier. He does a good job, like, immediately running to the side. I don't know if he realized this was coming or not. Yeah, I think he knew that was coming. So I shatter, I charge in, I kill one, I get one swing, and then I die. But what ends up happening from there, right? So again, shatter, 1 kill, right? Go in, and I also note that I knew my team was far away from here too, which is fine. I knew this the whole time. Let's see what happens with the Genji in this period of time. So Genji's coming over. He's kind of out of position. He shouldn't have been this far to the left. I think he assumed they were going main. He should have been over here. So I don't think I realized that Genji was quite so far. I expected me playing somewhere here to follow up a little faster. So from the Genji's perspective, shatter goes off. He goes in for the soldier. Soldier pops visor. He whiffs that one, and then kills him finally. So it's a little slower than I would have expected. If he hadn't whiffed, he would have killed him immediately and already be in the room with me. Climbs up. And then, look, he kills the Ana right here. But how does he kill the Ana, right? Because why does Ana die so quickly here against the Genji? Look how much health she's missing. Because remember when I hit her earlier by charging in. So he's going to go in, insta-kill the Ana, right? I think he right-clicks and then dashes, right? Kills the Ana, pops Blade, and then this is going to be a big play from him, right? Slash, one-shot. Big, right? Then from here, slash, dash again. Now, granted, he cut this super close. There was no reason for this to be that close. Our Baptiste just literally watched this happen the whole time and could have thrown lamp, like, the entire time this was going on. Right? Like, he's got everything here. There's no reason for him to be saving cooldowns here until, like, the very, very end. But this, again, is the kind of thing where, like, if you want to think about, like, higher level thought processes, tracking, like, who on my team can do what's their general play style, what have they been following up on, because we've had 3 rounds, right? They won the second round, we won the first round, so we've already been playing, I've been playing with the same person for, like, the last 13 minutes of the game. I have a pretty good feel that, like, if they think there's an opportunity, they're going to go in. Them seeing me shatter 2 and then charge in and get a kill is a big opportunity that they're going to probably follow up on. What delays this is that mechanics on his part, right? He fails to completely kill the soldier. To be fair, Lucio boops him. But then he gets the kill here, and then he's immediately looking for more, right? A lot of other Genjis after getting this kill would have been like, hey, you know what? Like, we killed 2, right? I killed 1, Genji kills 1. They still have 3 here, but, like, he could play slow. He could just literally back out because he didn't want to mess with the Ramattra. But I know he's aggressive because I've been playing with him for 13 minutes. If he'd been making different decisions all game, I wouldn't have done this, and I would have played slow myself. But because of that, he goes in, which is great because he should have known there's got to be someone in here that's injured because he saw me, Orion, go into a room and swing, right? Somebody in here is injured. And he makes the correct call, which is to go in here. Anna does a great job throwing that grenade off before she dies, though, right? And then Symmetra messes up her mechanics, just barely doesn't kill the Genji, and then it ends up being a wipe. Again, this could have gone differently, right? Excluding when the Genji would come along. I assume the Genji didn't come along in all scenarios. He could have died here instead of being able to pull off that blade. But it doesn't change the fact that it was the right decision. Because you could also say, hey, this Baptiste could have done way more than they actually did here, which is basically nothing, right? Like, why is he shooting the Roger here instead of shooting the soldier, right? Why is he just like right-clicking there instead of shooting the Ramatra? Why is he not weaving, right? Why is he not popping Lamp? Why didn't he walk up sooner so he could regen burst potentially? Like, there's a lot of things that could have changed, but most notably, Lamp would have made a difference because he's purple, so obviously regen burst wouldn't help. But again, I really want to talk about playing Brawl and synchronizing with your Dive DPS. I think Genji is the easiest Dive DPS to read what he is going to do. Because when he dashes, he's committed unless he gets a kill. He touches something, he gets an elimination, which doesn't mean he literally has to the final blow. If anybody gets the kill, as long as he's done any damage, he gets the dash reset, right? If your Genji goes in, or your Dive DPS go in, or whatever it is, go in with them, right? Should be your general rule, unless there's some other overriding situational factor why you wouldn't do so. All right, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully it is helpful.